Hello, hello. We are at the pass. I think we have a rally up, or there will be a rally soon on the pass. And maybe we can get back through this thing. 2377 is poking their head out, but we are right at this gate, so they don't really want to come out. Not the easiest thing to push into over here. All of our siege and whatnot. To get out in a situation like this, I think you have to stay at the pass for a bit. And if you stay at the pass for a bit, these siege are going to unload on you. But hello, everybody. It's about it's about midnight here in Las Vegas. The World Series of Poker just started. I could be playing cards tonight, but I wanted to see what it was like in these Rise of Kingdoms streets. So we will see what we get up in, what kind of trouble we get into tonight. I think at the very least we will be bursting through to the enemy side of this pass in a few minutes. Let's see. Still no rally though. There's the rally. This marker has been up for a while. Bring field marches we going through. I was getting the thumbnail ready for this live stream. But yeah. Let's turn the music up a little bit tonight. I would love to get into a chill fighting stream. But we shall see. We shall see. There's the map of the KvK that I needed. And this is where we're at right now in kills and heals. 11.5 to 21. We'll try to improve on that. We will try to improve on that ratio. 11.5 to 21. About 55%. So no matter how many or how few kills we get tonight, let's try to do better than 55% ratio against these very tough enemies in GV77. I'm fighting out of 1079, and 2377 is one of the biggest kingdoms in the game. Looks like they're divided up right now a little bit. Actually, no. I think this is the other alliance from their kingdom, 3473. And then GV77 is still very, very full. Rally in a minute 40. I wonder if they have a garrison in this pass. Throw a like on this stream. That'll help get more people in. Very good way to support the channel. I do appreciate y'all being here at this very interesting hour of 7:30 UTC. I think we can all agree that this is the universal downtime of Rise of Kingdoms. For some countries and some kingdoms, this might be their uptime, but this is probably, on average, the hour of the day when the least number of people are on. But I do like to put in some work at this time. Not just in Rise of Kingdoms, but in general. I'm usually up at this time doing work. And tonight, we have the night off, and we have the chance to play in this very good KvK. So, streaming it seemed like a very good plan. Solly in the garrison with no garrison. Whoa, Arthur. Let's see if GVD is awake right now, and they're going to kick everybody out of here. Because we do have a rally coming. The situation here is that we have two different camps at this pass. And we're the ones rallying the pass right now. Although, as far as we know, the other camp could also be launching a rally. I have no idea. It's two camps against one at this pass. There is also fighting at the other pass over here, where 2377 has, I think, been in control most of the day of this pass and fighting on our side of the pass. We might port over there at some point. There wasn't an easy way to get a teleport spot, so I haven't gone over there yet. We'll see how the fighting is over here once we get through this pass. There's the T-79 fort, Khan's CY Hera in here. Looks like it did get burned earlier. Looks like the T-79 fort did get burned earlier. How about these other ones? Lost is at full health. And then US over here also at full health. Looks like I didn't even watch to see if they emptied the pass or not. I'm guessing they did, because we can go through. Oops, maybe not. I should have gotten through there. Look, there's already shenanigans at this pass. Somebody taking some deads. Looks like maybe we can go through now. Yep, looks like we can go through. Let's try to get a foothold on this side. We're just gonna sad face our marches here. I guess I'm gonna pull out through what's left. Let's see if the BQ can make it. The LC made it back. I'm not sure the best way to do this. I might have been better off with filter mode off, because I really wanted to know how many of my teammates were on this side. Oh, looks like we averaged about this standard 55% there. I've got close to max tech. I have very good tech. Six out of 10 on improved morale. A 6th March. And some pretty good discounts on the healing tech. I thought I had a better spot than this. And GV77 has taken the pass back again. Well, there you go. Let me just open up Discord here for a second. Walnut, how's it going? I would definitely run Siege in KvK 2. That seems like a very good idea because the Siege equipment that you're building, you can then use it down the road if you want to. I mean, obviously that's true of the other troop types as well, but I mean, there's just nothing wrong with building Siege early. I think that for most people, Siege is a good idea. Because basically Siege gets very good trades and it's something that's a little bit more in your control, where if you're in a very tough KvK, you can at least use your Siege and get some good trades. Or maybe when you start to run low on resources because you're taking such bad trades, you can switch to using Siege and like continue to play longer. I personally don't think, look at this action. BQ Garrison doing some pretty serious damage here to Saeed, I think. But yeah, I think Siege is just very strong. I'm encouraging... I actually need to write a kingdom mail to my kingdom saying, here's what you should be looking at with Siege. It seems like if you have purple equipment and some decent armaments and the meta Siege marches, you can do well. Yeah, I would, if I were early in the game or going to KvK 2, I would build Alex and run like Alex Sun Tzu or Richard Alex, something like that. Or Richard Charles. Or I'm sorry, I mean Alex Charles. And then maybe have a Siege March other than that. That wouldn't be bad at all. Another option is you could build Saladin YSG and then convert both of those when you go to Season of Conquest. But I think Alex is the best way to go because then you can keep using Alex in Season of Conquest. Sonny, I've got 6 billion KP. The blue sparks are VIP, they're SVIP. So the VIP after VIP 18 is SVIP. And I think there's like a shop or something. I actually don't even know where you buy the SVIP stuff. I think maybe there's like a shop somewhere around here or something. Maybe in here? Since this is the VIP shop, maybe there's an SVIP shop where you buy the animations. Oh, it's VIP after 19. There it is. Yeah, SVIP. And here's the SVIP shop. See, I've got a ways to go. VIP 18 seems like it's far, but then I literally forgot that there even was a VIP 19, so... I think VIP 19 is like decent, right? Yeah, you get 30% training speed. That's pretty nice. That is pretty freaking nice. So no rally at the moment. I guess we're letting them go through. This is like a very awkward spot. You know, I was thinking about going to the other side, and I think I will just go to the other side. The fighting here, it just kind of sucks, to be honest, so... I think my problem on the other side is going to be A, getting accepted in this alliance, and then B, finding a teleport spot. I was kind of looking at it earlier, and I was like, why are these players shielded on the front lines? It's like crazy. But we'll maybe come over to this side. Walnut, I would choose Alex. I would choose Alex over YSG. Yeah. But I say that not completely understanding how the early game conversion works. So, you know, if you're going to be unable to use all your conversions, then I can see an argument for using YSG because he's just more useful in KvK 2. But I assume that with the conversions you can... I assume you're able to max 2 legendaries by the time you get to SOC. So let's say you max... Or maybe you max 2.5. You max Alex and you max YSG, and then you're halfway through somebody else. So then when it becomes time to Season of Conquest and convert stuff, you can convert the YSG and the commander that you're halfway through, and then you can keep the Alex. That just seems better to me. But let me see if I'm able to get into this other alliance very quickly. Oh, they've got a ton of room. Okay. Yeah, we'll just come over here where we're guaranteed to get fighting. My teleport spot is going to be terrible, but that's all right. There's a bunch of people over here. Oh shit, I didn't even realize that Mr. Hope was like right next to my city. Hello? Oh my gosh, Mr. Hope and... I've got 6 minutes on War Frenzy, so... Let's play this... I think we'll be alright. I think we'll be alright here. We've got a bunch of people defending my city. Although, maybe I should just join T79. That's not what I want to join. Oh, it is. It is what I want to join. Okay. I guess I can just fight this guy. Let's just fight. Let's just fight. I guess Mr. Hope and Wild Lion are right here. Okay. We just locked claws on one march. We'll chase that march as far as we need to go. Oh, you know what? We gotta do dot mode because we have so many teammates here. I might have been hitting a teammate there, to be honest. Well, we'll just go back in our city. That was fine. I think I hit a teammate there. Maybe not. No, I didn't. I didn't. I was just hitting Hope and Lion the whole time. There we go. This is how we get good trades. We lurk right here. I mean, do they come out a lot? All right, let's get some action against the two biggest whales in the entire game here. Let's hit Wild Lion as he walks out. We locked in. I don't think he's really pulling back. We're holding on pretty well here, actually. Everything's still at white health. We're just locked into this Huo. This Wild Lion Huo here is who we're locked onto. Let me get ready to switch. I think I killed the Huo. Now we're going on the Guan. We'll go on the Arthur next. There goes the Guan. We're going to walk all the way over here to the Arthur now. And the Zug after this. If I can put the target on the Zug. It's hard to target the Zug, but he's out there. There he is. And I believe that's it. Time to refresh. Is going back to KvK 3 after reaching SOC a good idea? Not really. I mean, unless you find the early game super fun and you don't want to play the end game. And I don't think you're really allowed to anymore anyway, a Walnut. I think basically it's coming to an end where you're able to migrate back. It's a really big change to the way the early game has been for a long time. From what I understand, it's basically impossible to migrate back at this point. Like, you really can't migrate back a far way once you're in Season of Conquest. So I would just keep going. I would honestly just keep going. I think Season of Conquest is more fun than the early game anyway. The key with the early game nowadays is, I think, just focus on one troop type. I would focus on infantry. I think infantry is the strongest troop type. And let me just see. I need to see what the settings are here. Oh, I think this was set on anyone can join. Because I kind of want to switch alliances and see if I can get added to the other alliance and go to the other side, but I don't want to leave alliance right here. I guess I could just bait them again. I guess I could just bait them again. I mean, we have a Gorgo and some nice infantry gear. Pretty good pincer action on this BQ with an amazing 7 inscriptions. Only one special inscription, but 7 inscriptions total. And a very nice arch set as well. Let's get a couple presets ready. Oh, S79 is application needed. Okay. Well, hopefully I get accepted into this other alliance soon. Quickly look at see what's happening at this pass. Yeah, we still haven't gone through here, so I think I'm right to try and switch sides, but I'm just waiting until I get accepted into the other alliance. And as we wait, we'll just keep an eye here on Wild Lion and Mr. Hope and hope that they don't try to swarm my city. There we go. All right. Let's see what the fighting is like on the other side of this map. 90 degrees, no. I'm in 1079, which is just like a very old school kingdom. And we're in a camp with 1981, and then we're also in this with this other group 1807, which, as you can see, it's actually 1807 where the majority of players are based out of. Which I'm not too familiar with 1807, but yeah, this seems like the alliance that everybody just ended up being in. Thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. Let me go ahead and turn on a couple of these notifications. As for Walnut's question, is there a point in SOC where you could meet with your old account that is like created back in 2021 to your restart once it reaches SOC? I mean, you can't combine them. You can't combine the accounts, no. If you mean that it can at some point your SOC account catch up to your old account, and then that is certainly true. I've known people who started newer accounts and then they ended up liking their newer account more. I mean, I don't know many examples of that, but I've heard of a few. Because maybe the second time around, you know the game much better, and you know you spend smarter, whatever it may be. So you can catch up with a new account, but you cannot merge them. Now, listen, I know I just teleported over to this side, so I don't really know too much, but I'm kind of looking at this and I'm like, did they just walk right into us? Like, they just walked right into us? This feels like a very good fight for us. But again, like I said, I just teleported over here. I mean, this guy just seems wildly out of position. Oh, it's Cyborg. BT Cyborg seems wildly out of position. We'll try to get a few hits on his Arthur before that one goes down. Oh, it actually ran away. The Arthur's... Oh my gosh. BT Cyborg's Arthur. Insanely fast. Oh, they can be in the same kingdom. Yeah, definitely. They can be in the same kingdom. Yep. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. know, some people are good at playing 2 accounts at once. It is a skill. All right, I'm not going to necessarily like be out in front of everyone. Like I said, I just got here. How slow is my BQ? How slow on a scale of 1 to 10 is the BQ? Kind of looking at my hospital. Looks okay-ish. But I obviously I was overextended there, obviously. Hiya. Well. I think I had some good trades there, and then I butchered it there at the end. Very dangerous. Dangerous group here. You know what? I can cheeseburger with the BQ while everything else heals. Let's do that. BQ Wallace. Let's see how the cheeseburger does here. Let's take a look. I think I can get over to this city. Okay. All right, they've kind of engaged, so I'll just kind of go in. What? Now, I might take some AoE here. But they're not targeting me, and they're running. So we're not going to do a standard cheeseburger. We're just going to lock in. And we're just going to stay locked in on whoever... some Nevsky. Some poor Nevsky. I think it's Lemon Mike here. But there you go. That's how you cheeseburger and never even have to... I don't know, finish the burger. Because the cheese is going out with the intention to just get some quick, easy trade. The burger is when you retreat and actually get that trade. So not a lot of burger that time, but we're going to fall back at this point. All right. Thank you all for being here. Glad so many people are tuned in at this 8 UTC live stream. Very much appreciate it. We're definitely in the grindy, simplistic part of this KvK where we're all just standing at level 7 passes fighting each other in the field. Like, we're almost always fighting in the same spot even. Like, 2377 retreats back, and then when enough of us gather, they come back in. I need a cheeseburger here. I'm going to be way back here because I feel like these people haven't necessarily... I don't know, the hard part of doing cheeseburger in a spot like this is like they have so much rage. All these marches have so much rage on them. Yeah, not too good. Not a great cheeseburger so far. We did give some deads to the enemy, but that's about it. This is how it looks. Looks like we have them pretty outnumbered, no? Like, if I'm in dot mode and I'm fighting in this, I'm being very aggressive because I'm like, we have them massively outnumbered. But these are probably some very big players here. I mean, look at Queen. Look at these stats. Marina. Not massive, but... here's Slays. Big, big numbers on Slays. But I guess we're pushing them back here. Let's go. Let's friggin' get in this chase and act like we're part of it. Looks like a lot of our players are turning at this point. A lot of people turning around. A lot of people turning around here. Okay, I'm turning around. I'm just following what everyone else is doing, you know what I mean? I'm turning around. I'm still getting chased. Okay, my Herman has been caught. We'll just jump into a city. Now, I feel like they're too far again, no? And they're very deep into Lost at this point. We kind of baited these guys in, and now the fight is over where Lost is. I probably should have been ready to turn on these guys a little bit faster. Being aware of these guys down here. Trying to stay with my team. My team is all just running though. This is the one thing I have to be aware about. And I've experienced this before. Is like these guys, the running. Which now at this point we do have to run because the enemy is all coming to us. I'm gonna go to filter mode here. Definitely seems easier. With filter mode, I'm pretty good at staying in the front but not really getting hit. Not always, but sometimes. So maybe I can bait these guys in a little bit. I've got like one or two teammates here with me. I've got somebody from Lost coming down. Maybe this is okay to stay. I might have stayed a little too long here. In fact, I know I did. Oh well. Best case scenario, I just started something and we actually turned this fight. Worst case scenario, I just took a bunch of very bad trades. All right. Much bigger fight going on now. I was the sacrificial lamb to get a halfway decent fight going, but wow. 2377 is really able to hold their ground against us super well. Look at, they're now dispersing us. They've completely dispersed us. Maybe a little bit not here, maybe down here it's a little bit better, but who's this? It looks like HRB Q8. Well, I'm just gonna have to play a little more careful. I guess this fight is still going at this point. I should have just been a little more patient. Car, how's it going? Good morning to you. It's late night where I'm at. Look at this. I was the sacrificial lamb, and then eventually, 3 minutes later, we completely cleared their ball. I do want to take credit for that. I don't know if I should, but I'm going to take credit for it. It looks like we're turning them over here a little bit too, maybe. It's going. Yep. Looks like a pass was taken on the other side, but we're through on the other side. You can see that once again we have broken through on the other side of this map. It's been more difficult over here for sure. Octa, welcome to the stream. Good to have you here. I do sleep, but I just am on... I'm almost like on Asian hours, and so I'm probably... Yeah, I'm on similar hours to Octa, who works at Lilith, you know? I'm on good, solid Asian hours. This is where I need to not overextend, you know? Alright, I actually got out of that fight just fine. I thought I would be maybe low on 1 March, but I didn't. Akar, it's about 1 a.m. here. Yeah, it's 1 a.m. So a lot of times I'm finishing up work around this time. Right now I don't have any work, so I'm, you know, this is just a really good time for me to play Rise of Kingdoms for sure. I feel like even numbers is not what I can be looking for here. This has to be a good situation for us though, because our teammates are walking down. This person is obviously out of position, and we could probably just chase a few more of these people. I'm asleep when all the people in my kingdom are awake, or all the people in my alliance, and they're trying to message me and stuff. But when everyone else is asleep, yeah, it definitely seems like I'm awake. Alright, so now we have a bunch of allies down here as well. I'm just going to stay in the middle of the ball. I feel like we're running pretty hard right now. That's a very scary ball boring down on us. 50 or 60, 2377 marches. I think I kind of run from this. And we'll try to poke here and there, but, you know, a little difficult. I feel like we turn on this. Although my hospital is low, so I'm going to empty my hospital first. $9 a.m. in the UK, 4 a.m. on the East Coast in the US. People who work on Wall Street are starting to wake up now. And the fighting at the level 7 passes simply continues. Oh, I am a little out of position here for sure. Yep. Let me finish emptying this hospital. Are they still chasing me? I'm gonna need to get the hang of this because we retreat very, very far. Right, this person's out of position. Now, can we fight this other group here? I'm kind of low health, so I don't mind. I don't mind getting bad trades here. This looks okay for us. Let me bring the Herman back out. Oh man, I'm way behind the pack. That's the problem. Oh, there's somebody down here. Oh, okay. Let's sink our claws into this Ragnar before it goes down. Maybe the Huo. I think we can kill this group too. Definitely. I just retreated 2 of my marches there, which was pretty good because my other marches kept attacking. I pulled this guy in. All right, we get a little cleanup duty here. And I should probably just retreat, refresh, get ready for the next one. All right, so borderline break-even trades there. Very good results for the Lucci Philip. And then the Pincer, BQ William, had a nice trade as well. This is what we're looking at here. The classic Ragnar Scipio on wedge formation. Modest wedge set, but pretty good gear. Pretty good gear on the Ragnar. We've got BQ, Wallace, Pincer, with the Toppler. Lucci, again, some decent gear. The best thing is we've got a lot of drums. We have a lot of drums. And then a pretty good arch formation set here as well. Cart saying I was expecting 77 to skip 1 to 2 pops after our KvK. They signed up right away. You know, I think that they had a good idea and it just did not work out. It's the King of All Britain map, so seems to be the map where you are not guaranteed to have a bunch of strong kingdoms enter, but it's a mix. You get a mix of very strong big kingdoms and more casual kingdoms queuing for Britain. So I think they probably thought they were going to get an easier matchup than this, or something that would make sense. I know that when the R5 of our kingdom, Adinabo, retired 6 months ago, my first inclination after he left, and obviously a few other people left along with him, my first inclination was that I did want an easy KvK next time. We had lost so much strength that it just seemed natural to have an easy KvK and like ease our way into the next phase of our kingdom. Now, obviously, GV77 lost their R5 in the offseason. Shark retired after their last KvK. So I would imagine they wanted that, like, the new leadership of GV77 wanted to ease into the job. But that's not what they got at all. Instead, they got something pretty rough. But, you know, at least right now, neither team seems all that interested in burning each other. Passes aren't really even being I need to put a new expansion on. You know, neither team is really looking to like burn each other. Both teams seem very content to just fight in the open field at these level 7 passes. I think that in that sense, this was kind of a good maybe KvK for 2377 in that the teams they're fighting against are pretty happy to fight in the open field. So GV77, worst case scenario, they fight a ton in the open field. They get way more kill points than everybody else. They get some practice in the way they want to do movement and stuff like that. And, you know, I think getting a bunch of open field practice without Shark is going to be good. Carr says their leadership team is pretty similar to how it used to be. I mean, that could be true, but it just seems like Shark's absence is being felt a lot. I was watching Chisgle's stream a bit earlier today, and it sometimes felt like Chisgle had a better sense of what should be done than whoever was calling the shots. So, I mean, I'm sure a lot of the team is the same, but I'm sure there's some new leadership as well. And, you know, like earlier today when I was on Chisgle's stream, or I was watching Chisgle's stream, what GV77 was doing was they were pushing out, and then they were doing an organized retreat. Like everyone retreated at the same time, right? And what would happen is that some people would listen to the retreat call, other people would ignore it. And then what happens is you get wrecked on the retreat because half your players leave immediately and the other half leave when they realize they're completely outnumbered. So it wasn't working, but at the same time, that's something that I think top kingdoms have to get good at. They have to get good at having these organized retreats where you refresh before the trade turns, because, you know, sometimes in these fights you can make a read that the trade is going to start turning against you. And if you can all retreat together at that point, then that's pretty good. That makes the trade much better, and it allows you to come back all at the same time, and it makes it tougher for the enemy to do a full turn and burn your flag or something, right? So anyway, long story short, 2377, they were practicing that earlier today. And I think that's something that they do need to practice. But, you know, right now, I think what you're seeing is they're just going in pretty loose. They're going in pretty loose, and the players themselves are deciding when they're going to retreat. Some of the players stay a little bit too long. And it looks like our team is going to let them get away with a pretty loose approach. And, you know, these are all good reps for 2377, I think. Now, we'll have to see how Kingsland goes. They're going to have to execute in Kingsland. You know, what happened earlier today. Marks, how's it going? Good to have you here. Who's it going to be? It is going to be powerful Jogo. All the way. But I think that in Kingsland, what 2377 is going to need to do is they're going to need to have their ball go in one place and burn in one place. And then they're going to have to play defense with reinforcements and a very skeleton crew in the other spot. And earlier, when they went to the other side to destroy a fort, there wasn't much left at this pass to defend. They defended the pass briefly with Chisgul's garrison and Shatterstorm's garrison. They were swapping back and forth. It was maybe a 15 or so minute defense, but they were not able to keep the pass full with rains and with farms, right? And those are the organizational things. That's not account strength. It's sort of morale, but not really. That's just organization, having a bunch of players ready to be on farms, filling up a pass defense. And I think when it comes to Kingsland, 2377 is going to have enough coordination to not win with just open field. Like doing this. I don't think they can just do this in Kingsland, because we're going to be able to attack them on so many fronts. So this right now it's happy fun time in the field fighting, but later on it might be their coordination gets really, really tested, and they may be a well-oiled machine in 2377, and they may not. I think it remains to be seen with Shark gone. I like King of All Britain, Car. I actually really like King of All Britain. I think I need to retreat here in a moment. Yep, okay, that's fine. We'll go all the way back here. I like Britain because I like the Heroic Anthem pacing, right? I like that you have a Zone 5 that's not that important, but it's a real fight in a pretty big zone. And then you get, you know, you get pass or altar fights. You get altar fights here in Britain, which I really enjoy altar fights. And then you get the pass 7 battles. You get the happy fun time pass 7 battles where everyone just fights in the open field and farms KP. And you have an artifact the whole time, which is also great. So I think Britain is a quite good map. Yeah, Star, I mean, it's a big number, but not... It's big, but it's not crazy, I guess is what I would say, because... Well, I fought in my current KvK, on my other account, I fought for a day and a half in KL. Very intense fighting, but I used about 16 million resources, or 16 billion resources, right? And... I remember thinking that it was absolutely insane that someone like Forza, for example, I remember seeing his resources used in one of these KvKs that he fought in 2489, and it was like 60 billion or something like that. And so if I went through 16 billion in one day, then Forza going through 60 billion in over an entire KvK into 960 is like really not that much at all. But maybe that just means I burnt a ton of resources. But yeah, resources are a very big deal for sure. The numbers just get crazy. And ultimately, I think kingdoms have just figured out different ways to actually gather a crazy amount of resources. That's what it comes down to. You have to gather a crazy amount of resources in your kingdom. But if you can do that, then, you know, the resources get to people. I'm just staying on this fight. I mean, it doesn't look amazing for us, but I think we have a pretty good numbers advantage, and they're falling back, we're not. I think this becomes good for us at some point. I've been in the midst of this one for the whole fight, but we're just gonna keep going. Yeah, it looks like now we're turning this thing on them, pushing them back. still got all 5 marches, which is great as we chase these guys down, because I can unleash as much damage as possible. I'm just gonna fall back a little bit, go back forward. We've got a lot of people here. Oh, is that right? I didn't realize that 2489 we're getting good trades in that KvK. That's interesting. I had not looked at the stats or anything. Okay, I'm getting wrecked at this point. Let's walk away. Should I take this one? I'll take it. I'll take it. I mean, I'm not like the best account to take this spot, but I mean, I'll take it. I'll take it. If they're just going to offer it in public, I'll take the spot. In this KvK right here, 1079 just started fighting. This is the beginning of the fighting for 79. But 3 billion resources already consumed. I think I'm improving the ratio a little bit. I'm improving the ratio a little bit. Let's look at those reports. Pretty good, pretty good. The archers did poorly, but everything else did quite good. That time the Huo Arthur went off. We need the Huo Arthur to go off, I think. Well, if 89 has very similar accounts to 960, if they have that similar of account quality, which I do believe based on Osiris League, then that just makes 1875's performance all the more impressive against 2489. Because 1875 didn't just hold off 2489, they held off a bunch of other people as well. Alright, so this guy's TPing. I'm about home, so maybe I get this spot, maybe I don't, I don't know. Somebody might take it, but... And we got it, front row seat, let's go. There we go. All the more reason to finish emptying this hospital. So I should be more conservative with this spot because I am in no rush here. I'm in no rush. I can literally just take very nice spots and then, I mean, I understand the point of being aggressive because I'm close. Maybe I'm supposed to be aggressive. I don't know. I'm just going to try to play sort of smart here, right? Because I'm weaker. I'm weaker than the opponent's marches. So I simply should just play smart and not try to take over anything. But just find good value, good targets where we can. We finish killing off this cav. You know what I need to remember? I need to remember what key goes to which march. Because I've got one cav and one archer. So if I just remember what key the cav is at, I'll be able to know to just refresh that. Let me just turn this off real quick. I just want to look at numbers. Our enemies left this area, so we can't really attack. But this person's out of position, so we can jump on them. Jockey, how's it going? Archers move forward on their own to encourage getting swarmed. It's some weird formula of, you know, of which march is the fastest, which march is the slowest. Sorry, I'm having like connection problems right now. Oh, what is going on? Ugh. There we go. All right, I'm just playing smart. We can also just pull the enemy in a little bit. We pulled a couple in there, I think. This cab, I believe we pulled this person in. We'll just finish killing the cab, then all of my marches will naturally retreat into my city. Or they're just all gonna die immediately? Okay. Alright, pretty good trades there, I guess. My marches did melt super fast, though. Let's pull everybody out over here. Oh, Car, you're on the MX team. Okay. Well, congratulations on winning Osiris League. That was a great win. I haven't had a chance to watch your finals match yet. You know, obviously I casted that really good match you all had against 3379. But yeah, congrats on the Arc win, on the Osiris League win. That's awesome. I feel like that changes the... I feel like MX winning changes the... what the 960 voice chat will be like forever, right? Because... I mean, those MX players now have like insane bragging rights. I assume there was always some amount of GT players being able to shit talk MX players just by virtue of being GT instead of MX, but now that's just done. Like, not possible to do that ever again. Alright, so I'm getting attacked, but no one's hitting me, so maybe I can turn here, like, briefly. Very briefly. They're kind of... Our allies are showing up, so maybe... Maybe we just keep dancing. Maybe we just keep dancing. And this is my favorite dance. The dance of the chase. The dance of the no one hitting you and you just reaching your hand out to try and touch the slowest march on the enemy team. That's right, Car. I do remember you were on the team last year. And I kind of remember you being on the team this year. I just, there's so many names. Oh, we're actually getting into the siege? I'm actually going to touch some 2377 siege here? Am I getting baited? I guess I am. I'm leaving it. I'm leaving that siege. I wanted to finish it off, but I'm leaving it. Yeah, MX has like just major troll game going forward, I feel like. Am I going to get to this siege or are they baiting us again? Let's turn this off. Yeah, we're getting to the siege. There we go. Easy, easy, easy. Good reports there, but we didn't really do a whole lot of damage, so it is what it is. There are honestly a bunch of Osiris League finals that I need to watch. Maybe I'll watch one of them tomorrow. Because I think the Beer versus 489 series was also really good. I got this sense that one of the early games in that series was insanely close. And then MX's matches against OWR are probably very, very good too. So, I mean, yeah, you know, it's like I will have to watch that action for sure. Because the matches that I would cast were so boring. I cast the Sobek finals and they were so boring. You like knew the whole series was over 5 minutes in. Dude, this is such a bait. Look at how baity this is. Like, look at this. All this siege completely unprotected, and then all these SVIP marches behind them. It's like crazy. It's like, if I didn't see everyone else not falling for this, I would actually fall for this. I'm actually the idiot who would fall for this. I mean, look at this siege. It's like right there. It's just there for the taking. But it's just, it's such a bait. Because it takes so long to kill it. You know, you start locking in on this, and before you've even started to hit it, these players are marching up. And so, like, by the time you're hitting the siege, a 7-march whale is hitting you. So it just doesn't matter that you kill the siege. All your marches are dead. Hey, Dutone, how's it going? Yeah, you know, well, I mean, 1079, these are old friends here in 1079, so gotta help out the homies. I've been helping out 1079 before the word pilot even existed. Like everybody's staring each other down. I'm gonna go down here with my team because I kind of like the flanking action, you know? I kind of like the flanking action. Everybody throw a like on the stream if you are enjoying this content. Up to 46 viewers. I love it. This is great. If you're here, if you're watching and you're in this KvK, teleport did just open up, but it got filled very quickly. Insanity jumping in. Listen, I was opportunistic to grab this front row teleport spot. And I was also opportunistic to live stream at this time when not a lot of people are streaming, not a lot of people are awake. But for the people who are awake, they do want to watch the current fight, you know, the fight that exists. I'm going to come up here now. I'm changing my mind. This is the war that has everyone's attention right now. And, you know, we have to monitor this as a community. We have to monitor this 24/7. We need round the clock coverage of this so people can, you know, follow all the very subtle ins and outs. Is 08 waking up? I don't know. I just got over to this side, Mr. Death, so I'm not sure. I mean, we've pushed them back compared to 30 minutes ago, where we've definitely pushed them back. 30 minutes ago, they were right in our fort over here. And now we've got them, you know, back here. So I don't know if it's that 08 woke up or if it's that powerful Jogo teleported to the direct front line, but one of the two has changed the momentum here a little bit. It has changed the equilibrium point. And for a quick update on the other side, we do have pass control on the other side, and we're pretty deep into these, you know, this bootleg defense over here. Well, I mean, BT Cyborg and Saleh are over here, but, you know, they've got a whole nother kingdom doing a lot of it too. Here are some of our allies in 3308. The formidable 3308, who actually in the last 1079 KvK, we fought against 3308. It's nice to be on the same side as this strong kingdom here. 3 stars, and I think they might have gotten a star. Actually, they did not get a star for the last KvK, which is interesting. This KvK will test war tactics, tenacity, and activity of players. To an extent, I think that tactically, it's 2377 that really has to be strong. If 2377 is tactically strong and can defend multiple fronts with the minimum amount of effort exerted to hold those spots, then I think it can be a KvK that tests many different things. But if 2377 isn't up to the task of dealing with the brute force of these 7 kingdoms, then I think it's just a KvK of brute force, which certainly tenacity plays a factor in that, and activity plays a factor in that. But brute force is pretty simple, and if you're succeeding in a brute force type of way, I think your morale just naturally stays high because your players are just winning all over the map. They're just winning open field fights all over the map, so people just kind of stay online all day and have a good time. Because, you know, I do have the coalition markers on. Maybe I should get rid of the coalition markers, but at this point, I don't think I'm going to be giving away anything more than I already have, which is that, like, nobody's really controlling things on our side. We're just standing in the field, and at some point we might push forward. But, you know, in fact, I kind of wish we would push forward. I don't know why we're... I guess people are just still gathering up. Look at this. We're taking out a barb fort. Gotcha, Star. Gotcha. I do hope to bring you more live coverage of either later days of the past 7 fighting. If this stays interesting, I'll continue to bring coverage of this. I hope to also give coverage of Kingsland, although obviously there are other very able YouTubers like Chisgul and Big Kane who are also in this KvK. UKSS says, I just don't see 2377 encampmates holding 1,000+ marches. So let's look at it real quick here. Let's look at the alliance kills real quick and try to guess how many marches our side actually does have. So 3308, I would imagine this is a pretty full alliance. I mean, maybe not. Maybe it's not full. It looks pretty full, though. It doesn't look like there's too many farms in here. So let's say 3308 has 150 players. Lost at 1.1 trillion KP probably has, let's say, 140 players. So that's 290. This 1807, I don't even know. I don't know too much about them, but they have 9 stars. So there you go. 1807 probably has another, let's say, maybe 100 players. I'm not exactly sure. There's a lot of non-1807 in this alliance right now. Well, let's give them 90 players, so that's 380. I would say 1079 has another 100 or so players. So that's 480. And then there's an assorted other few camps. So all of a sudden we're talking about something like 650 or so average players. UKS is 130 per KD, so his is a little bit higher than what I came up with. I came up with like 650. UKS comes up with 900. I think across like 3 alliances, you can probably have everyone online when King's Land opens. Roughly. I mean, I think you can roughly have... I think you could roughly have like 400 players active when KL opens. That's like a reasonable amount. And if everyone on average is bringing out 5 marches, that's 2,000 marches, right? So we're going to bring 2,000 marches to KL, and 2377 and allies might have 250 players. If they were all 7 marching, then they could bring 1,500. So that would be 2,000 versus 1,500, but that's like a really generous estimate for GV77 that they have everyone online and they're all 7 marching. So it's probably more like 1,000. It's probably more like GV77 can bring 1,000 marches and we can bring 2,000. And yeah, I think at that point it does get tough, right? Even in the fights that I've fought in tonight, if we have a 2-to-1 advantage, it seems like we do pretty good. When it's a 1.5-to-1 advantage, it's pretty even. And maybe they win, but... So yeah, it is going to be tough, you know? It is going to be tough. But they can potentially drain us at these level 7 passes, right? I don't think that... Look, I mean, maybe I'm... Looks like they're going in. Looks like they're coming in. And they're going right for me. They literally went for me first. So... Let's just turn on filter mode here, and we'll just kind of track it by our allies, right? We'll track it by our allies. How do the marches in yellow behave? Are they retreating? Are we just full-on retreating? Like, what is this? Like, I always try to turn here, but it's like, I can't get left alone. Like, I mean, why are we just straight retreating? We Holy, what a good attack by the enemy here. They just got us to fully walk away instead of fight. Very interesting. I'm trying to stay away. I guess I'm staying away. All my marches are still full health. I locked in on that guy. I'll fall back again. They latched onto my BQ that time. My BQ's very low now. We'll try to get onto this archer march again. They're latching onto the BQ. I'm hiding within my allies. But a formidable attack here by 2377, as we were talking about how difficult this KvK will be for them. Well, one way they can win is just attack us and have us retreat. To have us ball up and then immediately retreat when they attack into us. That is going to be one way that 2377 does, in fact, win this KvK. Let me latch on to somebody at the pass here. Very low health player there. I'm being aggressive. I'm leaning into this one a little bit. Pulling back in now. Killing stragglers. Now, how far does our turn go here? How far does our turn go? March is disappearing, but I know they're there. There they are. Looks like the enemy wants to turn back on us right around here. This is where it gets spicy. Let's continue. Let's kill off anybody who pokes their nose into our position. Very much inside my allies right now. All right, I pulled somebody in a little bit there. All right, now I'm out of position. Run, Hugo, run! The problem is that I can't jump in any cities here because they're not our camp's cities. Oh my gosh. It gets ugly fast against 2377 for sure. Yeah, pretty bad trades there. The Huo Arthur got wrecked. But we'll try it again. Look at the retreat path by me. Just walked straight through the fight to retreat. That's what they call hiding in plain sight. I will try to find Putin here in a second. As I get my 30 helps. There was somebody named Putin, like here's Putin Nuclear. I assume this is Putin. But I'm not sure. This autarch is a little low to be Putin, so I'm not sure if this is Putin or not. Let's look at the individual kills. Yeah, Putin has more. 42 billion. Yeah, I didn't necessarily see Putin. Oh, here he is. Here's Putin. 933, 973. Yeah, territory-wise for GB77, that's going to be a big deal. Let's look at how this thing shapes up. Let's look at how this KL shapes up. Now, the issue, of course, is that our side is going to be... I mean, we've got 6 of the 8 passes, you know? That's the issue. We have 6 of the 8 passes. And so it's going to be tough for GV77 to get teleport space. Yeah, the planning has to be crazy for these guys because obviously they're going to have a bunch of people who random teleport. And those players, I think, should probably try and harass the builders as much as you can. I think what you do if you're 2377 is you tell your big players, listen, just random TP wherever you land. If you can disrupt the flag building of any team, just go ahead and do that. I don't think there's a way to coordinate it to where, you know, they only try to harass the S79 flag builders, for example, right? Like, I don't think you can't coordinate your random teleporters to do that. If a random teleporter comes down here in a part of the map where, you know, I mean, maybe not down here. Maybe you don't try to disrupt the building down here. But if you're over here, for example, and it's 3308 at this pass, you just don't, you harass it. If you random teleport here, you harass them. You try to slow down their flag building, because any slowdown to the enemy's flag building is more flags that GV77 can get, and teleport space is going to be super, super important for the underdog side, because they're going to have to lean on their whales, and their whales who have the frontline positions. Let me empty my hospital and cheeseburger these fools here. That's not my cheeseburger march. Let's just pull everybody out. All right, let's kill the out of position march. Let's kill the march that's inside our allies. Let's fall back because they're attacking us. It's definitely my Huo that gets targeted very quick. It seems to be the Huo that swings forward. So we need to remember that it's the E key. We just retreat the E key only. Beautiful. Beautiful. We're a little close to our city, but that's the idea. Oh, we've got a bunch of people here. A bunch of blue. A bunch of blue. I think we chased these guys quite a ways here. 08 falling back. Blue's still pushing forward, though. I think we keep going, but everyone wants to retreat. Look at this. I want to keep going. I want to keep going here. Maybe we cut off the tail over here? And then maybe retreating over here. Maybe we cut them off a little bit. Now I see marches camping the siege. Let's just kill this over here. Actually, just kill this. I'm just retreating the Huo. Now I'm retreating everybody. Huo's dead. Herman got hit a little bit, but not a lot. I can just retreat the Herman. That's not working very well. Well, guess I fall back now. I'm inside them a little bit. I'm inside them a little bit. And I'm wrecked. Okay, that was very bad. When we started tonight, we were at 55% ratio. Let's get it. Let's do an honest assessment of where we're at now. We've got 18.8. $31.1. We're up to 60% ratio now. So our ratio is a little bit better. And we're playing pretty aggressively. So that all seems fine. We're getting scouted. And the enemy is very much in our face at this moment. Let's just try to poke them a little bit. I have to be aware of my hospital as well, so I'm just going to poke them a little bit here. I'm just going to be more conservative. Our trades are improving, but we got a long ways to go. I've been scouted. I feel like this is a game of last straggler, where like we basically wait until there's one straggler, and then we very confidently turn on that one straggler. But I didn't get any of this. I didn't get any of this. I got scouted again by JP. Shout out to anyone watching the stream who's also participating in this back and forth action. I'll just retreat when they attack me. I'm retreating now. All right, I pulled the infantry in a little bit. We'll finish off the imp. Boom, boom, boom. That'll naturally retreat us. There we go, falling back. That's fine. No one's attacking us. We turn. Okay. I think maybe it's the Ragnar. I'm not sure who is forward, but it is what it is. Now Huo's forward. We know that. We're retreating just the Huo. That's good. All right. Pretty good movement there. BQ gets taken out. But we kind of rearranged the fight to where we can be on the offense. That part's fine. Maybe the Huo swings forward again. Yep, Huo swings forward again. We retreat just the Huo. The Herman is W. E and W. And now I'm just getting caught out. Now Herman's just getting caught out. Well. That happened fast. Nice report for some of my marches there. Good report for Huo. Good report for LC Phillip. LC Phillip's been very consistent all night getting positive trades. Oh, look at this. My hospital was almost full. Empty hospital, frontline TP spot. If you're not pulling your marches out, you're not alive. And let's roll out. All right, enemy is looking to have us very outnumbered here, so we really can't go in. We really can't go in here. I'm not trying to be the front line. I'm trying to say to my teammates, hey, you know, every once in a while, I'm willing to be the front line. And I think I just helped pull this dude in. Which, this won't last long, but we will take at least one of this player's marches down here. I think my Huo's getting targeted, so we retreat just the Huo. We're right outside my city here. I'm really not getting targeted, so I will stay on this. If someone locks on a march, I'll just immediately retreat it to my city. I'm literally just watching the health bars. The Ragnar. I'm retreating the Ragnar. I'm retreating everybody. And I'll just come right back out. I'll jump on this BQ with everything I have. This may be bad what I'm doing, but... Alright, this is probably bad. Let me just retreat immediately. Yeah, that was not a good pull-out game there. Looks like GB77 has had enough. They'll do a bit of a refresh here and probably just stand right here as usual. Look at how baity all this siege is up here. All right, I think we turn here. That's fine. We can keep going. We can keep going. And now we retreat. We see the enemy coming down from the top, so we do retreat. I don't hate a turn here. Don't hate a turn. I think the enemy is not going to back up, though. This is another one of those things where I'm just going to lock on one guy, kill the march, and then I'll probably just naturally retreat. It's the best I can do. Here's the retreat. It's going to be painful. I'm going to lose 2. I'm going to lose 2 to kill 1. I think I just turn with the Herman and do whatever. I mean, I lose 2 to kill 1. I don't know. I don't know. Play it safe and empty the hospital. 475. Couple enemies very deep over here on the right. I don't want to maneuver over here while not getting picked off. I think maybe here we can do something. This seems like, I think we just hold the enemy here and then our top collapses on them maybe. Right, I'm retreating just the William or whatever the guy is, Herman. And I'm probably going to take deads here. I'm very close to taking deads, but I think I'm okay. Very close to taking deads. How close was I? Oh, I had like 30,000. I had 30,000 troops to spare. I was fine. Dude, Tone, I agree. I agree I'm staying too long, but it's this split-second thing where like I lock onto somebody and it seems like a good position, but I have to realize that it's not a good position and just not commit. What's happening is I'm committing on somebody and it's just not good enough. You know, it's not a good enough of a commit. Because they'll back up a little bit, they'll really throw my marches into the enemy, and then my marches just get wrecked. It's almost like they're baiting me. They're baiting me with their forward-facing march. And like, yeah, they lose the march, but I'm just like trying to, you know, stay in a fight like this because I just think at some point we're able to turn this one. Like at some point we have the edge here. Like maybe even right now. Like no one's attacking me right now. This is amazing. Absolutely no one is attacking me. We'll clear this player. I'm not sure who it is. Looks like it's Donna Dread. Donna Dread. And then we can come up here. We can when you circle it out, it's over against their max tech players. Yep. I mean, it's worth noting that 2377 is pushing back 2 camps right now, right? Like they're just having their way with 2 camps. So And it looks like they're almost doing like some pretty good retreats. Like this is a good retreat right here. This is actually a very good retreat. No, almost no one got left behind. You can see they're turning. They're turning on us to protect their late retreats. And they basically got everyone out. Like they just got everyone out of this fight. Now, as I say that, I'm locking my claws into somebody here, but for the most part, they got everybody out. Somebody land a slow on somebody. Come on. And look at this player, again, helping their late retreats. He's going to pay the price, but it's a pretty solid retreat by the enemy here. I don't even want to mess with this. I'm already backing away. I'm already backing away. When the enemy does an organized retreat, you don't try to push into them more. You push into them less. Because this is what they're looking to do. Look at this. They're just going to turn right on us. I bet in the next 30 seconds, the enemy will be where my marches are. It looks like this is a pretty substantial turn by the enemy here. I mean, we're just going to try to bait him a little bit. But yeah, like I said, 30 seconds, the enemy's going to be where I was. Good point by Dutone that they do have a lot of tier 5 boots, which gives you an extra 10% march speed. When you combine the tier 4 bonus with the tier 5 bonus, you do get 10% march speed. Like here, I don't really want to lock in, but they're running, so I'll stay locked in. I can just retreat to my city. I stay on this. This is pretty good for us. Let's switch. Let's switch to the BQ. Estrella getting caught out here. Estrella being caught out a little bit. And we're maneuvering just as good as 2377 here over the last couple minutes. But I don't want to get overconfident. I don't want to get overconfident. And I'm just going to retreat to the city. Yep, see ya. Disappeared. Alright, so Donna Dread got caught out last time. I think maybe this is a good spot to jump out and touch someone. We're targeting one of Donna Dread's marches. Nobody's hitting us. I believe we're hitting that Arthur. So now we push forward. Enemy coming down from the top. But we've got a bunch of people over here as well. I do not want to be the front line. I am not the front line. I am not your front line. All right, back into the city. It took a minute for them to get it all together, but like I said, as soon as they did that organized retreat, it felt like they were looking to turn, and now you see the full force of that turn where they're basically as deep into our territory now as they have been in 20 or 30 minutes, I think. But let me get all my marches out and see how this looks. Even this guy... This guy's a little isolated, so let's just stay on this guy. We can zone this player out. We can zone this player out and then be in good position to kill people when they actually retreat. Looks like they're going to try and form up over here. This could be an interesting fight here in a moment. Their ball has combined forces and ours has as well. We're on the offensive, but I just do wonder if at some point this thing goes the other way. All right, I barely got away that time. Barely got away. It's quite difficult to fight inside of our enemies here, or inside of our allies. It's very difficult. And I got caught out hard there. I got hard caught out. Yeah, they're much faster than me. They're able to chase me quite a long ways. That was not a good run. Oof. Oh no. Oh no. 10% ratio? Those reports did not happen. Like, I really can't turn on this guy here. Maybe the next guy? Yeah, maybe this person I can turn on. Let's kill the slowest march, the leadership march. But even that one's too fast. Look at this. Yeah, this is, I guess, one thing that's very good about having these organized retreats is that literally if you're faster than your opponent, then you can retreat pretty freaking well. Like, look at this. They're collapsing down on us again here. And maybe a couple of my teammates stayed too long. I actually got out on time for once. They're toying with us a bit. They're toying with us a bit. 2377 playing with a bit of swag at the moment. So I'm going to empty my hospital and play it safe. My city is once again completely surrounded by the enemy. I cannot jump out. I can't do anything. Let me try to pull my marches out, maybe? I don't know. Do a little bit of cheeseburgering. I'm not getting targeted yet, so we stay out with the cheeseburger until... Actually, I killed the march. The ultimate cheeseburger. I literally was like, do you want fries with that? All right, let's pull out now. Now is the time. We're out here on the wing, protecting the wing, trying to find some interesting angles on these red marches, make up for those minuscule trades, minuscule ratios the last time out. You had to squint to even see that I did any damage on those. As close to single digits as you can get, when in fact the goal is triple digits. We really lock in, look for opportunities and advantageous situations simply to have a better percentage on a report that in most cases we're the only people to ever look at. In my case, I do have a live stream, so a few more people might see these numbers, but are we actually on their territory right now? Like, I'm rambling, but this is literally the closest to the pass we've gotten since the stream started. And we're kind of holding our ground? Question mark? Looks like we are holding our ground here. I'm still at full white health on all 5 marches. At this point, I do think we unload a little bit. We're just going to back up a little tiny bit, kill this archer off. We don't want to get ahead of our team. We want to be inside our team. But look at this, what we're doing here. We're trying to lean on him a little bit. I'm still at full white health on everything. The William, I can just retreat the William. I heard the Herman, excuse me. Now I'm inside these guys. I'm too far. I'm too far. I'm going to pull back. I'm pulling back. Enemies rotating around. Now is the time to run. This is the time we get on our horse. We got as far as we could get. We did what we could. We did what we could. You know what I mean? 136 on the Ragnar Scipio. 156 on the Huo Arthur. A modest 49 on the BQ William. 226, better than 2-1 on the Lucci Philip. And my Herman, who I wanted to retreat, but then I hit the wrong hotkey. Trades pretty poorly. But hey, at least we got onto this land. At least we were one of the few people in our entire camp to touch this land in the last several hours. Let me just bring everybody out and try to jump this person. Look at Shanks. Is Shanks AFK, or is that a, that must be a bug. Look at my Herman. My Herman gives no Fs in the front of everyone. Alright, this is where I fall back. This is where I don't get caught out. They just love to catch me out. They're not catching me out this time. And we jump into our city. Sosa, how's it going? Yeah, you know. Time is not exactly a flat circle. I fought against a bunch of whales last week, and I'm fighting against even more whales this week. But we're increasing the ratio, Sosa. We're improving the ratio. As one of my old fighting friends who got a lot of value out of his young account, I know you know, Sosa. It's about doing what you can. Playing your spot as best you're able. At the moment, my spot is I'm literally surrounded by enemies. I can't even bring my marches out. I'm going to try and be a little smart here. Look at this. Look at how wiped my team got there. Here I am hiding in my city. Look at this guy down here. He feels out of position. I'm going to just go in blind a little bit. I'm not going to zoom out. I'm just going to go in blind. This guy feels quite out of position. So we're going to try to kill him. Bowed Turmoil. Let's go. We get the kill. And maybe we slingshot forward and turn this thing? What a pendulum. What a pendulum this little spot has been for several hours. Back and forth it goes on our side of the map. One of my marches is way ahead, but not getting attacked. I'm just going to fall back. I just want to like reposition a little bit. I don't like how far forward one of my marches is. Now we're together, but we're inside the enemy a little bit. We just try to pull. You know, we just try to pull sometimes. We're not... Our pulls are decent. I'm retreating the Huo, bringing him back out. Once again at full strength. Once again, we're getting pushed back very hard here. Let me go ahead and just target this march for a bit. If I get targeted, I'm just going to run into my city. I'm in a decent spot here where I can just get away very, very quick. So we'll just dump on them until they attack us. Then we retreat. See ya. But Sosa, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're enjoying life after Rise of Kingdoms. If you ever want to come back, we've got a spot in 770 for you. All right, they're setting up a campfire around my city at this point, so it's like, come on, man. I think one observation I would make is that there doesn't seem to be too many people on the blue team in my camp who are really willing to be frontline tanks. It seems like we have a very soft front line pretty much all the time. Now, I'm trying to do what I can to be that front line, but you've seen me get caught out a bunch. You've seen me get caught out a bunch when I do try to be the front line. I'm going to bring my marches out. This might be insane. What I'm doing might be insane, but if they target me, I will bait them. And they are turning, so here we go. Let's kill the stragglers. Let's kill the stragglers. Infantry, look at this guy. Straggle muffin here. Oh, you've got exams next week? Well, so you can take your exams next week, and then you can queue for our next KvK in early June, so. We might be going to this map, I don't know. I don't want to tell potential rivals our entire consideration set, but I will reveal that Britain is part of it. Britain is part of the map set that we're willing to play. For those who are newer to Rise of Kingdoms, the reason there are so many colors on the map right now is because what do we have? We've got my marches in green. We've got my marches in green. We've got our allies in yellow. But it's actually in blue. Those are my real teammates. My real teammates are the skinny lines in blue. You can see them a little bit more here. Because the yellow allies are from a different camp. So they're allies, but they're not teammates. Blue are the teammates. Red are the enemy marches that are attacking us. And gray are the enemy marches that are actually not attacking us. So if you're really, really good at reading a screen like this, if you're really good at reading what's happening on a screen like this, you can kind of pay attention to the red marches and get a feel for whether the enemy's being aggressive or not. I did sort of pick up there on the fact that there was a lot of red marches right around me, so they were probably going to target me. I jumped back in the city. But a lot of information to process on a screen like this, and the people who are really good at it can generally put their marches in very good positions. And it is possible in this game for sure to outmaneuver your opponent. You can out-strengthen your opponent and just hit harder, or you can outmaneuver them. Both options work. You can have the stronger team, or you can just be better on your own. Those are the other variables in play in a fight like this. Along with randomness from commander skills and equipment and formations. And the randomness around rage mechanics, where both teams are trying to fill up their rage bar faster and get off some skills. That's another thing you can look at in a fight like this. One person may be looking at how many red marches there are attacking. Someone else may be just looking at the rage bars. A lot of very good players in this game are mainly just looking at the rage bars and trying to get off skills whenever they can. I must admit, I don't really look at the rage bars much at all. I look at my positioning on the map. Azumi, I will show some stats after this fight here. I'm going to move down to the bottom because I just feel like more blue people are over here and it's a little bit easier to fight inside the blue. Oh, my Herman is in deep, deep trouble here. All right, let's kill the stragglers here. We've got a bunch of stragglers we can kill. So let's kill them. There we go. Walk through my gauntlet. Walk through my gauntlet. Archer March. Yes, indeed. We retreat just the Ragnar. Just the Ragnar. Everybody else keeps going. You see, no one is attacking us right now. Let's turn on filter mode. Let's pull it back. Let's pull it back. Huo got caught a little bit. Huo got caught. We'll bring the Herman back out. Sosa, congrats on your 6-month mute running out. Dominating the Lost Kingdom chat does not come without the price. You have to pay the ban price if you want to really dominate Lost Kingdom chat. Which Sosa has done that before. I've seen him dominate Lost Kingdom chat. Let's just retreat. We're a little bit inside the enemy. Nobody's attacking us. We go back in. Just retreating the Herman. That worked out well. Very nice. Finally did that correctly. You see we're getting hit a little bit, but we're still all at yellow or white health. And we did plenty of damage to the enemy. But look at how our front line, we just have no front line. We really have no front line. It's kind of a problem, to be honest. Just so few players in blue willing to stand and fight with this enemy. You do sort of wonder. You wonder if 2377 has a chance in this KvK. At this point, you have to ask the question whether that's possible. All right, let's do a quick look at the stats. We'll look at my stats first. When I jumped on here, we were at a 55% ratio. Now we are at a ratio of... We're up to 66% now, so we have made a really nice increase in the ratio. When I talk about ratio, what am I talking about? I'm talking about how many kill points you have relative to the heal points. I've brought us from 55% to 66% while doing a bit of frontline work for the... Let's see what we have going on here. We've got enemy elimination. Let's take a look at enemy elimination. I'm just a very modest 363. Here's the overall. Rayo PG in first, Peppa in second, A Canada in third. Here's the old guard of 2377 Open Field Royalty. Mr. Hope in 5th, Cyborg in 7th, Wild Lion in 9th, and then a couple of 3308 players breaking up this monopoly. And actually, A Canada's from 3473, so pretty nice for Northumbria to have this player as part of their posse. but pretty heavily dominated here by GV77. Let's see where the first 1079 player is. Wow, we got to go pretty far down, don't we? There's Mr. Death and Big Kane from 1981. And then there's Moof, the R5 from 1981. We're still looking for the first player from 1079 here on this list. Nobody in the top 100 from our kingdom, but we do have Nature's Gift active, so there is that. I think there might be fighting outside of my city right now. Don't ask me why I think that. Mr. Fox, what is better, a full set level 4 or crit? I would think it's crit. Well, what do I think? Which one do I think it is? Because a crit on an item is going to give you roughly like 4 to 5% of stats, right? Because I mean, obviously this is a big item, but like here, for example, on the Hope Cloak, you're getting 4% of stats for crit. What are you getting for? I actually think the tier 4 Awakening is better because the first couple levels are worth a lot, right? Yeah, my hospital is pretty bad, but I'm safely tucked away in my city, so. Yeah, I think the tier 4 Awakened is definitely better. Yeah, Box says, I go with the same strategy. You go to tier 2 and then you crit. But I do think that once you factor in those first 2 tiers, that's like really close. That's more than 5% of stats right there, right? Like the first 2 on something like the shield, for example, where you're going to get 6% of stats if you crit it. The first 2 tiers is worth over 6% of stats, I think. Because the base attack on tier 1 is super good. But I guess if you're not counting tier 1, then something like this is a little bit better than 6%. Enemy health ignored is going to be maybe 2.5% of stats. The unit capacity is worth at least a point of stats. And the damage to troops on the map is worth probably 4 to 5% of stats, so. Yeah, the tier 4 is better, but after you get the first 2 levels of the iconic, then you can go ahead and go back to critting. All right, looks like we got a little bit of breathing room here to pull our marches back out. All right. So the top 3 kingdoms are 960, 1093, and then I think you have to give it to 2377. I mean, their performance was so good last KvK that you have to put them in the top 3 until proven otherwise. I do think 1875 is looking real strong these days. So you got to think about 1875 a little bit, but I think GV77 is a clear number 3 for now, just because they played so well in their last war. And they're doing fine in this one, you know, they're doing fine in this war. I'm going to try to be very annoying to these enemies because, number one, I think they're pushing us back pretty hard, so I really don't want to get caught out. But the other thing is, I think, you know, some of these players are probably like super aggressive and don't really want to dance that much. So if I just keep retreating and pulling them in a bit, I think it might irritate them slightly. Trying to do a bit of psyops against this formidable enemy. They really keep just going in fast and leaving fast. It's tough to really destroy any of these guys. We're being very reactive and they're being very proactive at the moment. But it is still a dance, and sometimes you get a little momentum on your side like we have right now, and maybe I get a few skills off. I don't know. I mean, nobody's attacking me yet. I'm against the mountain, so I'm not swinging forward. I swing forward, they attack me, I pull away. Enemy collapses us from the top, so I pull back. Didn't really get my claws into anybody there, but we did get out scot-free, so let's just hit them and annoy them now. Play those mind games a little bit. I'm just gonna leave my marches out. I don't want to pull them again. Like I said, very coordinated action by GV77, as if many of them are on voice together, because they're just turning back and forth so decisively over and over again. They are managing to catch out some of us. But yeah. This is the back and forth of the ROK grind. $50 of you are watching and we only have 26 likes. Please throw a like on this live stream. That is a great way to support my content. I do appreciate everybody hanging out. I merely ask that you press that one extra button. Look at this once again. I mean, they turned on us so quickly, so quickly. I think they're gonna keep going this time. Look at this. Look at the tip of this spear. Look at the tip of this spear. Can we go into this? I don't know, man. This is rough. They didn't really attack us. Didn't really attack us. So we stay out here, but I can't believe we didn't get wrecked there, honestly. They're pretty deep in. We're coming from the top. I've helped to sort of keep these guys here. As much as we've said that their GV77 movement has been very good, I do wonder if as we collapse down on them here, we can maybe get a winning trade. I don't know. This is where we have to turn. This is where I get frustrated with my blue teammates for not staying at the front. This is where you stay at the front. Look at how many blue players are really just retreating, not involved in this. And, you know, my instincts were correct. You stay at this fight. Look at this. They're all running now. I think I'm latched onto this archer player. Killed that one. Marches got reset. I'm sure by the time I look again, GV77 will have turned again, but let's peep the reports. Well, nothing amazing, but we're not hurting the current ratio. We're just kind of at what we're at. Boxus, this is a account that I'm working on with Jogo. I'd say this is like my secondary account. How many KP have I gotten since opening the KvK? Not sure about exactly how much kill points, but we've gotten 5.2 million kills. So nothing crazy here. Nothing crazy, but we're just getting started. This is the first day of fighting. So not a terrible first day, and if we can get the ratio to about 70% by the time the stream is over, that would be somewhat respectable. So Elvian, I would bet that that's something like maybe 125 million KP. I'm not exactly sure, but I think it's something like 125 million KP. Maybe more, maybe 200 million. Nah, 125, 150. Don't mind if I do dump some skills onto you, out of position cav player. I'm a little aggressive here because I feel like I'm about to dump a bunch of skills. Yeah, I am. This is where it gets really tough. I know I want to get some skills off, but it's like I'm getting wrecked, you know? Like, look at how full my skill bars are. I did get away there. I didn't take any damage. I can now dump on this cav player. Pretty good fight for us here. We are going to retreat at this point. The enemy's right in our face. We've got some full skill bars. Can we get anything off real quick? Not really. Not really. And the Herman paid for it. How expensive was getting one more skill off from Herman? Jogo is just an infantry account. It's mainly an infantry account. A pretty modest Gorgo garrison, but definitely not a cav rally, no. Just the one cav march, actually. Dude Tone, I did watch that video. I actually really liked it. I had been meaning to leave a comment for that video because I just appreciated Bus giving an honest assessment of a war where I was surprised that 3092 surrendered, you know? It sounded like they just got drained. You know, it just sounded like they got drained. And I didn't look at the stats. I listened to the video, I didn't watch it, so I didn't see the exact numbers on the stats. But I mean, I thought that Bus gave a pretty fair recap. Maybe he might have left some stuff out, I don't know, but it sounded like they did a lot of damage. And then they just kind of got drained and had to give up. I think they probably could have put a fort wall up and protected one of the passes into Kingsland and made it kind of interesting. So I think there probably were some mistakes made by the 3092 side, but it sounded also that like they just kind of got worn down. But look at this, I was actually talking while fighting against 2377 and somehow I didn't get hardcore punished? I don't even know. We retreat, we retreat, we retreat. Look at this, once again, not being hardcore punished here. I'm just gonna retreat, you know what I mean? They're playing a game with us where they fall back pretty regularly to try to maximize their trade. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to fall back to my city quickly to maximize my trade. No need to try to, like, quote unquote, help the team in a spot like this. I mean, it's a little egregious, you know what I mean? But at this point, I think this player has stayed too long, and I am going to pull out. This may have been a huge mistake. Let's see. We sunk our claws into somebody. The Lucci's getting hit. We'll retreat the Lucci. I wanted to retreat the Lucci. Okay, the BQ now is getting targeted. Everybody else is kind of okay. Let's retreat back to our city now. Okay, go back inside, Herman. Don't stay out long, Herman. Go home. Let's look at those reports. Well, Lucci, not too bad, not too bad. Not great, but not too bad. Oh, is that true that some people already left 3092? That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, it was a good video. It made me think about a lot of different things. It made me think that even though I do have a bit of a temper in Rise of Kingdoms, I think in terms of like fighting in big, tough KvKs, I probably have a good temperament because if my team fought rather hard, like I'm not going to say that 3092 fought insanely hard or insanely smart, but they fought rather hard and rather well, I feel like I would generally be pretty positive once it's over or as it's coming to an end. Because in this game, you just have to understand that a lot of it is out of your control. Now, if I felt my team played badly, I would probably get a bit upset or at least have some criticism. But if it's just like a situation where you lose and you can't pinpoint to all that much that you could have done differently, I think you have to be quite chill about it and treat each other rather well. I mean, there's just like no reason to not do that, because like, what are you really getting pissed about, you know? My Huo stayed out way too long there. I don't know why. That Huo was an idiot. I don't know why he stayed out so long. Dude Tone, were you on voice with me? Because I mean, there were times where I got very pissed. I'm just a very analytical person, and especially as a gamer, I'm very analytical. I think that the best version of who I am exists in gaming, where it's fairly easy for me to be unemotional. And so I just analyze everything in a very cold way. Like right now I'm analyzing that it looks like maybe a couple players are a little too long. But then I think I might have pulled my marches out not that well. But anyway, we're going to kill Dinosaur here. We're going to kill Dinosaur. Maybe get a few more on the rebound. What is this fight looking like? Oh my gosh. Blue is like, honestly, I'm not liking the way blue looks tonight. Look at all the blues are back here. All the 3308 are here in the front. I mean, where's blue, man? Where's blue to do anything here? Oh, you were on voice chat with me sometimes? Yeah, it's interesting, dude. The other night I was thinking about, or a while ago, a few weeks ago, I was watching Plato's coverage of the first day of fighting where 2268 did all those fort drops. And I just remember there was this one player from Your Kingdom 3251 who was like very responsive on voice. He was on there all day. I heard it, I could recognize his voice, but I never figured out who it was. But I just remember the fact that this player, he you know, we kept saying to him, we need your ball over here. We need the 3251 ball to come and help us against these fort drops. And what I remember about this dude is that he actually did it. You know what I mean? He actually brought your ball over to the fort drops over and over again, right? He did it in the middle of the afternoon on the first fort drop, and then he did it again late at night on the third fort drop. And literally the reason we got those forts down is because 3251 brought their ball over. Oh, you were in 20 at 36. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, I was like just thinking about this dude who, like, I never knew their name. I only interacted with them on the first day of fighting. But if they hadn't been in our voice chat, listening to what we needed and bringing the ball over to help deal with these fort drops, that whole KvK could have gone differently. So I'm going to wait a moment to get out of my city. This seems like a bad time to be moving anywhere. We do have the frontline spot. We're trying to do the best we can with the frontline spot. This is a pretty nasty situation. I feel like this player cannot be in rage right now. Let's cheeseburger him. Boom, boom, boom. We're getting hit. We are getting skill damaged. And that was not a good cheeseburger at all. Oofa. Two 377 exerting control at this point. They are deep in our territory. Okay, I think I can pull out now. Kill the stragglers. Rinse and repeat. Okay, the stragglers are already cleared. Look at how quickly they turn. GV77 is very coordinated at the moment. They are pushing for about a minute or two, then they're retreating for 30 seconds, then pushing again. They have really got us in a tough spot here because their coordination is highly coordinated at the moment. But let's go ahead and empty our hospital here. I think there might be fighting outside of my city. Don't ask me how I know. A little bit of a fireworks show here. This is trippy. I feel like I just tapped into the Matrix. I wish we had views like this all the time. Simply Not Matt, how's it going? Alright, I think we got our help. So actually, we're still waiting on helps. Help's coming a little bit slow at the moment. Maybe I'm out of helps? Is that what's going on? I don't think I am. Maybe I am out of helps. I'm doing very good. Enjoying this action right outside my city. The hospital could, you know, we could get the 30 helps a little bit faster, but, you know, other than that, doing very well. These are all the individual troops taking part in this combat. A march is not just one singular thing. A march is many digital NPC lives all at once. And you can see with this zoom-in view just how many individual digital lives are being led out on the battlefield. Well, let's get back out there. I don't think I'm out. I think it just took a long time for some reason. Because if I was out, they would have happened even slower. I think. Like, let's just look at these numbers for a second. Like, we literally have the enemy outnumbered. Like, look at these marches that are near my city right now. Look how massively outnumbered they are. Look at how massively outnumbered these marches are. Like, how can we not kill them? I mean, I'm basically an initiator of this fight right here. And I have to be wary that they will try and turn on us here any moment. But look at how gray they are now. Look at how gray the enemy is now. If they turn on us, we will know. Because their marches are going to turn red. Like, okay, a few of you turned red. That's fine. Now all of you turned red. So now I kind of, you know, play a little bit safer. Look, I pulled this dude in because they wanted to turn. I retreated just as they were turning, and we did get a pull in and an easy kill there. So this is a very familiar position for me to be in, which is to play as a bit of a movement tank. I'm not a whale, but I do have good movement, so I just sort of stay at the front, but only long enough for the enemy to attack me. Then I pull back. I'm a little bit out of position here. I think it's with the Ragnar. The Ragnar's all tier 4, so he can be trouble sometimes. I'm just going to empty the clip on this player. We get the kill. We then retreat into our city. We lost 2 marches for that one. But pretty good reports there, I believe. Decent reports, decent reports. And once again, I'm surrounded. Once again, my city, where it's all happening. Look at this. See Frodo in there. Dinosaur. One brave blue march, Slick here. Slick's about as brave as they get. There's our fort. Here's my city. Can I pull my marches out yet? I think I can. I think I can pull my marches out and immediately turn on these idiots. And I mean that as a good thing. Okay. Freaking Herman, man. This is a spot where we just run. We just run here. Yep. We just run there. Let's take a quick look at the other level 7 pass. Let's see what's going on over here. Well, I'm giving away some information. Leave empty, we focus right side. So there you go. 1903 is over here. Another one of our allies. 1903 is over here and seems to be doing fine. I think maybe the reason that we're seeing more pressure where we are is because some of the GV77 players who were over on the left side, maybe they have come over here at this point, and that's why they're starting to dominate us. All right, we've got all our marches out. They're probably pushing on us. So I just fall back. I just fall back here. I want to stay out, but they're hitting me, so it's not like the greatest look. I think we'd maybe turn here. Can we hit like the back straggler here, the Zuge? Can we kill this Zuge at least? Maybe. Maybe. I think that's the Zug that got away. All right, jumping in the city. Simply not Matt. I'd say this account probably spends maybe like 2,500 bucks a year. We're quite far on Crystal Tech. We're only at past 7. We're quite far on the Crystal Tech, so I mean, not super far, but pretty far. 9 out of 10 on Call to Arms. Some pretty good healing discount. So yeah, this is about a $2,000 to $2,500 a year account. I'm retreating just the Thuo, which was good. All right. This account is about 5 years old. 1,766 consecutive days. And, you know, a fairly old player ID. Pretty good account, really. I'm pretty happy with the ratios, honestly. I mean, I know they've been negative and everything, but I think the ratios that I'm getting are somewhere in like the 75% range, and I'm playing pretty aggressively as well. So I think all in all, it's a pretty good account. Infantry is just so strong nowadays that these 3 infantry marches are all performing pretty well. I'm excited for it. I'm happy with it. On my other account, I'm a cavalry garrison, and so it'll be cheaper for me for sure. Like personally, it'll be cheaper for me as a low spending garrison lead to be able to just focus on, you know, one. I'm just gonna retreat. I'm getting wrecked. I like that I can focus on just one type of troop. I think it might make my open field a little bit weaker. Jamal, thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. So yeah, for me, I like that I can spend less. And I think... Look, I think Sewell made a very interesting point that whales will be even tankier, and it could potentially be harder for low spenders to even kill one whale march, because at least now you can melt one whale's march, but if in the future they're so tanky that you can't kill any of them, it might make the trades worse for low spenders and the trades better for whales. I think if that's what happens, then the new Crystal Tech will be a real failure. On the other hand, one thing I think it can do is, from a defensive perspective, maybe it allows you to play defense underneath a flag where you're kind of losing. Because if every march can stay out there longer, then potentially your march that is swarming the rally can stay out longer. And you could potentially have a bunch of marches that are like inside the enemy. And if you can fight inside the enemy underneath the flag, then you can at least do some amount of defense. Like, yes, you'll get very bad trades, but at least you'll be able to stay out there and do some fighting and maybe attack some of their swarmers or attack some of their whatever you're attacking. At least you can get to the flag and do stuff there. Whereas nowadays, you know, if we were fighting under this fort, for example, the enemy would just have this very strong ball, and they would try to just like keep us from even touching the fort. You know, like they would keep our open field from even getting to the fort. But if everybody's tanky, then maybe you can walk through some of the enemy damage and actually do some fighting right at the fort. I don't know if that would really change anything, but it maybe could. That's true. Yeah, I don't know if Sewell was factoring that in, that free-to-play will now have max troop capacity. That is a very good point, that could that increased troop capacity could maximize or minimize or mitigate the advantage whales have elsewhere. I think you're probably right on with that. I think the troop capacity is like a super big deal. But, you know, I'm just waiting to get out of my city right now. Is the cheeseburger march, is it going to be this? Is it going to be the Lucci Phillip that's a good cheeseburger march? Let's see. Let's just see that one. Okay, that one was actually positive. So maybe it's the Lucci Phillip that I need to cheeseburger with. All right, I got a little overeager there, and my Herman paid the price. I was so excited to actually get out of my city that I ran right into the enemy. I'm gonna try to stay out here for now. And I'm getting caught out again. Oh my gosh. Like, my team just runs. Like, look at how stretched out the enemy is. Like, don't you think we turn on this? I know it looks like no teammates are here, but believe me, there's like 30 teammates behind me, see? Alright, we killed that Huo. And they're about to turn on us, so I'm just gonna fall back, assess, check the hospital. It's getting up there, but we've got a little bit of space. Let's just refresh. You know, I think fights going longer, I think everyone being tankier, I think it can be a good thing, but we don't know for sure that it's going to be better. Like right now, the game is pretty crazy, I guess, with the way it's played, but I don't know. I think GV77 right now is showing that the way open field fighting works right now is actually kind of good, because I feel like they're fighting very well. You know, I feel like they're being very coordinated in going in and out against us. And, you know, if you change that around, if you change the stats around, maybe that this all plays differently. Maybe we all are just standing there mindlessly hitting each other, and it requires less coordination, you know? If we're all Pakal Herald marches, like if every march is a Pakal Herald, then all you have to do is stand there and fight. And Pakal Herald is just not that interesting of a way to play Rise of Kingdoms. But I'm probably being a little too extreme with that, but you know, it's just something to think about. It's just, you know, they're changing the way combat is going to play out. And I do think combat is decent right now. It's decent. It's annoying to dance as much as you have to, but there is some amount of skill to it. Like, what do I do in a fight like this? Like, what in this moment right here, what do I actually do? What I need to do is I need to get my marches into cities, honestly. Oh, my hospital's almost full. Okay. All right, this is bad. This is bad. All right, we've got 80k space. This guy can go here. This guy can go here. I'm glad. Thank God they abandoned us. Thank God I ran so far that they gave up on the chase. Let's just watch this carnage and wait for our helps to come in. Let's see our trades there. They were kind of okay, I guess. The Huo's having a bit of trouble, but the Lucci Philip is doing really good all night. And we haven't taken any deads. That's good. I mean, it's a tough fight. It's a tough fight here for sure. It's a tough friggin' fight. All right. We're burning through a lot of healing speed ups here. We're burning through a lot of speed ups. All right, let's think about this. What do we want to do? I think this player is out of position, so let's just jump on him from all directions. Look at this Zoog. This Zoog from Kwong. I likey what I see. I like what I see. Got the kill there. Let's try to get a few more. Where are you gonna go? Where are you gonna go? Where are you gonna go, Kwong? Where are you gonna go? I'm trying. I'm doing my best to, you know, contribute to the effort. Like right now I'm trying to pull. This person got pulled. Now we go on this guy. Look at this. This person's getting dived from all directions. Umbracious getting run down a little bit here. But now we have to be careful. Now we're relaxing. I'm gonna try to like sort of fight my way to my city. We fight, we get targeted, we retreat into our city. See ya. And let's wait for someone to be out of position. They don't seem out of position yet. Maybe this player down here is. Okay. Here we go. Alright, that's a lot of enemies bearing down on us. I can see that we are all retreating right now, so I will I'll agree with that. I don't want to turn right now. Just letting my team know that I'm willing to fight here. I'm just kind of annoying the enemy a little bit. Maybe this player is out of position a little bit. I'm gonna zip home. All right, let me check the ratio again. Let me check the ratio again, see if it's getting better. I need something to kind of motivate me to lock in a little bit here.
Keep thinking that I could have done something, but now I'm left with an empty heart.
I don't know if it got better. It didn't. It went down. My ratio got worse since I last checked this. We're at 63% now. Which kind of makes sense, because we're just getting our butt kicked over the last hour. We've definitely been getting our butts kicked. And the teleport spot that I thought was so good is like not amazing anymore, because the enemy is surrounding my city.
It got me stone cold.
Alright, I think I can pull my marches out now.
Wizard of Oz can't undo what I've done. Completely out of luck this time. I'm stuck in reverse. I gotta get away now, but I can't seem to take the lead. Oh baby, how could I know there was no second chances? Like dominoes, my life got really scattered. Still, I find myself hoping that you'll find your way back to me. 'Cause I've been...
Alright, now in this fight, we don't even have anybody from 3308 over here. We only have the retreating band of blue buddies here, which we are a very heavily retreating type of group, so I have to be extra careful with my aggressive ways. If you have really good open field control, there is a way to play where like you just minimize the chances of you getting caught out. Maybe I'll sort of do that in this fight and see how I do. Where I'm going to be very, very selfish, and I'm just going to keep my marches as protected as possible. And so basically, whenever you see a couple of your marches start to swing forward, you retreat them. You retreat before they swing forward, so they just never get into trouble. There is a way to fight like that, and I might be better off if that was my approach. I don't know. You can see that I'm in the mix. I'm in the mix here. I'm doing a little bit of damage. Probably not much, but I am doing a little bit of damage, and I'm still at full health on every march. You know? Like, see, I retreated there because one of my marches was about to swing forward. It caused me to stop doing damage for a second, but it does keep all my marches very high health. Sometimes I think that's the way I should be fighting, but it just seems very selfish. I feel like sometimes you have to be that front line for your team. But look at that, though. I kind of called my shot there. I was like, I'm going to play very, very defensive this fight. And look, I literally have white health on every single march. And we're turning it, and I'm part of that turn. Yeah, I mean, they turn on us here. This is obvious. It's obvious that they're trying to turn on us here. Dutone, thanks for hanging out. Have a good day at work. I am in a situation where I have not many places left to run. But maybe we drag a couple of these players in a little bit, you know? A little draggy drag. Maybe? Not really. Someone talking about bots in the chat. Listen, I take pride in the fact that I think I fight better than a bot. Because from what I know about bots in this game, and I don't really know if any exist or not, but this is what I've heard, is that they just auto-retreat. As soon as you get targeted, they retreat. A human being, an expert human being player, can use more discretion and retreat only when it feels relevant. Sometimes when you're getting attacked, the correct thing to do is stay. Bender, I think Kale's going to be interesting. I mean, I'm really judging it on the last few hours, which I think is a bit of 2377 uptime. But I mean, at least for now, they are. I mean, they're on this side. They're holding back 2 camps, right? Like, they're dominating 2 camps right now on this side. Now, would the other camp from over here make a huge difference? I mean, maybe. We're winning on this other side, you know, but I don't think this war has been decided, you know? I mean, it's a flawed game. It's definitely a flawed game, but there also are some very good things about it. I mean, we've just had some pretty clean open field fighting for many hours. Everything that's happening makes sense. Like, you can't exactly assess the count strength of the ball that's attacking you, but you know, they're playing very coordinated. They're being super aggressive. We're being super defensive, and so they're just pushing us back over and over again. it's hundreds of people fighting, and it basically makes sense. All the fighting makes sense. Maybe I can pull my marches out here. I mean, this is like iffy, but I think they probably run. I think GV77 runs here, so I'm going to pull out and try to kill the stragglers one time. I keep getting blocked by my own city. As you can see, my own city is forcing my marches to walk a really long way. I don't want to show the exact resource count because that's really good information for our enemy, right? Their whole goal is to drain us. So if I were to show my resources, they would get a data point on where one of our fighters are at. And that would give them, you know, a manageable goal in terms of if we fight for this long, then we'll drain X number of players. Someone in our alliance right now is saying they are just draining us on the field. We do need to think about that, right? Like, there's a part of me that wants to keep fighting, but there's also a part of me that's like, I don't really want to, you know, get drained in these pointless fights. But I'll cheeseburger them as best I can. Pretty good cheeseburger value here, I think. We're just hitting the crap out of Tiff. Maybe we get the kill? No. See ya. I might have stayed a little too long there. In fact, I did. Oh, you're the enemy. Oh, you are the enemy. Yeah, so you're just trying to spy on me. Oof. I can't believe nobody attacked me here. Okay, we kill a couple of stragglers here. Maybe we turn on this entire group? I think we do. I think we clear this entire group here. Aggressive, aggressive, aggressive. Slick, thank you for the subscription. Very much appreciated all the support on tonight's stream. I should really do this more often. Y'all have made it easy on me. You've supported the stream with likes and views and subs, and I've been able to just chill out a little bit. Talk when there's something to be said, and let the music play when there isn't. We're only one ball away from their siege line. I mean, we're close to their siege line. I'm being a little bit aggressive, but let me change my strategy here. And again, just never get out of position, never get in trouble. I'm getting in trouble a lot, though. I'm getting in trouble a lot. Let me put the Zug in, or the LC in here. Retreating everything else. He's getting a little bit ugly. But, man. There's the Huo getting hit. Let's look at the hospital real quick. We've got space. We've got room. Now the enemy is very stretched out. I don't know. This seems sort of okay. Nobody's attacking me. Still no one attacking me, which is crazy. Now there's no running. Now you just unload on the enemy. There it is. Very nice report for the Ragnar Skippy there. And we're happy with all the damage that the Uo is doing. That's our best set of reports in a while right there. Go ahead and bring everything back out. Oh, the enemy is right on us. For a new free-to-play account, Matt, I think you probably want... I mean, early game, you know, I think you can only build one farm in your new... in your new kingdom, right? I guess you could maybe build one in an adjacent neighboring kingdom and bring it over. I would say maybe 3. I don't think you want to go crazy right off the bat. I mean, you want to make sure you enjoy the game and that you actually want to, you know, you want to put the time into a restart. So I think 2 or 3 would be fine. That's way ahead of most people early in the game. I don't really build all my farms at once. I just have gradually built my farms over time. Mutant says just cheeseburger. It just feels tough to cheeseburger in this situation. I mean, they're doing so much fighting next to my city that I just feel as though so many of them have rage. I mean, cheeseburgering is a lot easier when it's only like a few marches, but when it's this many marches, it's like so many of them will have rage and then turn on you and ruin the trade. If I'm wrong about that, then please say so. But this feels to me like not a good spot to cheeseburger. I could be wrong. I see somebody laughing in the chat, so maybe they think I'm crazy, but I mean, there's a little bit of the ratio here. I mean, we did slightly positive on those. We'll keep trying it a little bit longer here. But like here, like in this situation, I don't think you come out to cheeseburger. I mean, maybe you hit somebody here back here. But I'm still in so much AoE. See, I'm getting melted. Look at that. That ruined my cheeseburger. That whole situation ruined my cheeseburger. Not because a bunch of people attacked me quickly, but because there was so much AoE right underneath me. Like this guy I can hit. This guy I can hit. Like that one was fine. But this one was a disaster. This was a stone disaster. Oh yeah, Slick agrees with me that it's not possible to really cheeseburger here. Like, let me hit this, this Zuge here at the back. Let's see how this does. This should be fine, right? But I just don't get a lot of hits off. That's the thing. I get some decent hits there. Stay out for a little bit. Go back in. It's still just break even, though. This might not be the best march. Lucci Phillip, maybe. I mean, is BQ a good cheeseburgering march? He's got an active skill. It doesn't feel to me like BQ is all that great at... I think it needs to be like Lucci Wallace or something. Actually, I guess I should use the artifact. I'm not sure who the artifact is on right now. What is this for? That's not it. Am I crazy, or is this not an artifact KvK? Oh, you have to have the stratagem for the artifact. Gotcha. Okay. Oh, the speeds are pretty good. The speeds are pretty good. LC Alex still, or LC BQ? I was wanting to do LC Attila with an artifact. Let me try Alex. Let me bring Alex out and try it. Let's go over here. Actually, I just cheeseburger this guy. All right, now we go back in the city. Tipman Tram. Tipman Tram again. Actually, let's wait. They're just kind of circling. Let's hit Destiny. Boom, 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 boom. Back in. Okay, let's hit the tail end here. Maybe get the kill here. Somebody is hitting me, but we're fine. Nobody's hitting me now. Let's hit again. Not really a cheeseburger, just a one marching it at this point. Popo, how's it going? So, ratio-wise, it does look like the LC Alex is doing better just immediately. Better ratios. Not a lot of damage there, but better, but you know, above 100% ratios. Let's see a little bit longer. We can mess with this a little bit. Then we retreat. Okay, we're back in. Let's hit this. Oh, I wanted to hit Groot. Groot is an old enemy of mine. Okay. Let's just move to a different city. They're messing with me. They're in my face. I come back out. Look, my cheeseburger has pushed them off. My cheeseburger has completely pushed them off this location. Space created. But now let's bring everybody. Let's bring all the marches out now. Yeah, the LC Alex is definitely doing better than the LC Phillip, which makes sense. We're missing one. Why are we missing a march? I haven't talked to Hulky in a bit, but I just figured I would play for 1079 in this one. But I should message Hulky, see how things are going, see if he needs any help with stuff. They're baiting us in right now. I would say that 2377 is baiting us in at the moment. But we are falling for the bait. Look at all the reds. Look at how they explode forward, all this red. There was just a call to engage with us for sure. So I'm just going to be very defensive and just kind of poke, 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 fall back, poke, poke, poke. You're going to show your nose. I will try and punch it. Hospital is almost full. Okay. Let's finish the heal. Let's officially run out of healing speed ups here shortly. Yeah, look at that. It was just such a, it was pretty obvious. Like, sometimes you do need to just be able to read the map, right? They were all gray. They were letting us get very close. You knew at any moment they would just try to turn this thing. And then now, 30 seconds, 45 seconds later, they're just completely inside of us. They baiting us. Yeah, they're baiting us to exactly. They were using the towers to try to bait us, but I mean, we've been we've been doing this back and forth for a while now. All right, cheeseburger time again. I was a little out of position on that one. Boom, 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 boom. Switch over to this guy. Get a couple hits in. Don't stay too long. Stayed a little too long that time. Yeah, stayed a little too long there. Okay. One bubble, thank you for the sub. All right. Stayed too long there. Stayed too long there. Well, at this point, they're A, balled up, and B, they have massive numbers here. We should probably remove these markers, huh? Yeah, their ball is massive at this point. Absolutely massive. Looks like our numbers are growing too, though. To be fair, it looks like our numbers are also growing. Over here in blue. we got our marches out. Now I'm gonna move over to my teammates. Dude, we've got kind of a lot of blue at the moment. Just running this way because I can. This is favorable. The rest of the fight is going bad, but this area I'm in is favorable. Now we fall back. Go back this way. This fight is questionable. This fight is questionable, but they're running, so... Oh, Slick is right here. Slick's, we're right at Slick City. I should probably have stayed on this fight. But now we're surrounded, and now we have to fall back. Alright, we get that kill. We retreat. Enemy chases us to our city. Enemy stands outside our city, and we just bring our marches out on the other side. Very well said, Floki. Massive kill ball with high player quality, almost all max tech. Yep. Oh my gosh, the Ragnar. Get into Slick City, please. Holy smokes. You know what? Savali, I don't know what's happening in this war well enough to say whether a kingdom is dead or not. I looked at we can pull up the stats. I had pulled them up earlier, and let's take a look at the stats after this just to ground ourselves in that. I mean, it looked to me like 3308 had the most kill points on our side by a decent amount, if I'm not wrong. Actually, I think 1903 and 3308 had pretty similar KP, but let's check. Let's check. Alright, I'm just retreating to my city now. I'm not dive bombing into the enemy. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if we should be doing this or not. You know, I don't know. It might be a strategical error to be fighting in these pointless open field battles. It might be an error, but it's day one, you know. At least for those of us in blue, this is the first fighting we've gotten in this entire KvK. I feel like for the first 24 hours, you can let people cook. But, you know, maybe tomorrow the leadership of our camp and the leadership of 3308's camp, maybe we need to talk it over and be like, hey, should we be just nonstop entering the field? I mean, we have so many more players, you know, and I mean, what ratio does our side have to achieve to drain them first, right? If we trade at 75%, do we drain 2377 first? I think we should. I think if the game is not broken, that 7 camps who trade at, or 7 kingdoms who trade at 75% should be able to beat 2 camps. I don't think 1 camp should have so many more speed ups and so many more resources that they can, you know, take that much damage and still drain the enemy first. Now, maybe we're not hitting 75% ratio. I mean, we should maybe look at some of these ratios, right? Let's look at some of these. Let's look at Cyborg, right? Cyborg is at 1.28 trillion, or billion, I'm sorry, for kills, and 1.1. Thank you, Floki. I did not realize my mic was off. Thank you all for continuing to watch while I was talking to myself there. Yeah, I was saying I feel like those reports should be pretty good. Very nice by the Lucci Alex. Yeah, some pretty good ones there. Thank you for that. Yeah, my computer, when my computer crashes, I have to basically go to the back of the PC and power it down that way. And then whenever the PC crashes, I basically have to restart this device called a Focusrite that I need for my sound. But yeah, we'll empty the hospital one more time and try to get a really good trade here the last time out. But I do think I'm going to wrap up the stream shortly. And I'm officially out of healing speed ups. There you go. Alright, enemies pouring into us. We've got decent numbers relative to what they have. Do we turn this at any point, or do we just keep retreating? What do you think, boys? What do you think? We got him on the run. We've got him on the run. The Herman is wrecked. Bring him back out. not get jumped. So let's bring the Herman back out. There we go. Maybe one time this is okay. The Herman jumps into the city. Herman comes out on the other side. We've got all our marches. Enemy pushing us back very, very far. What do you think, boys? We turn it right here? Seems good. Chase. Let's hop cities with the Huo. That's not how it's done. All right, we pulled this infantry march in quite well there. Heavy enemy pressure. I'm a little bit too far forward. But I like a turn here. We keep turning at this city. Let's keep doing it again. I think this is where we get aggressive on them. I think this is where we get very, very aggressive. Thank you for another sub. Appreciate all the new subscribers tonight. Very glad you are all enjoying this content. We're just a medium spending player trying to gang up against 2377, and you know, it's going okay, I guess. But there are those observing this who are saying, listen, your team's going to get drained before 2377 does. This is playing right into their hands. But you know what? When it's a 3 versus 1, I think it is good to be sporting, right? And if we were trying to absolutely maximize our win condition, then maybe we would sit in our cities and wait for Kingsland. But I think it's good that we're being sporting and giving 2377 a chance to have a good fight. I would say they deserve that after, you know, being willing to take this fight. And at this point, we're 2.5 days, or maybe 2 days away from Kingsland. KO will be pretty soon. All 4 camps will be accessing the zone. And it feels like, to me, it's going to be pretty competitive. I will do my best to cover more of this KvK as it goes on. This late night stream has been a big success, so expect to see more of me in these late night hours. Let's do one last look at the ratio. When it started tonight, we were at 55%. Let's see what the ratio is at now. I think the last few minutes have been pretty good. Can we get it up to... We got it up to 68%. So we improved the ratio from 55 to 68%. That's not bad. I think that means that I was trading at something like a 75 to 80% trade ratio. When you factor in how aggressive I was playing, I think trading at 80% against 2377 in their uptime is pretty good. I'll go ahead and be smart about... I'll be smart about this teleport thing, because obviously the enemy can block it for quite a while. So I'll kind of like... I think this guy probably wants it. Okay. Maybe now is where I port? I think now is where I port. Hopefully it's still as good. Hopefully it's still good. It wasn't the greatest ever, but... Anyway. That wasn't the best time to teleport, but I teleported out. There you go. They might try to block this spot for a while, but it is what it is. That might have been slightly irresponsible of me, but you know what? I put in some hard effort for the team over the last few hours. Thank you all for tuning in. Throw a like on this live stream if you don't mind. I don't think this guy liked that teleport. I don't think he liked that teleport, but it is what it is. I hope that eventually... Well, see, they're going to try to block this spot, but... I don't know. I mean... And I should have kicked the cities. I should have kicked the marches from the city, too. That was also bad. So... Yeah, that's how you do... That's not how you teleport out from the front lines, I guess. So my bad. I should have kicked the marches from my city, and I should have waited. I should have gone back and looked to make sure that it was a good time to teleport away. So my bad. But anyway, it was a good stream. Lots of good fighting. Best of luck to both teams over the next few hours. Best of luck to everybody around here getting this teleport spot. I'm gonna feel bad about that one, but I won't feel too bad. Thank you everybody for hanging out in the chat. And until next time.